Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. It is 6:38 p.m. on May 14th, 2025 in Cole Harbour, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. It is 17 degrees outside on a sunny evening in the city. In this video, I walked for 2.6 kilometers, starting by the Olympic Cauldron in Jack Pool Plaza, then stroll south on Burrard, east on West Pender, south on Butte, west on Robson, and south on Nicola, and then west on Nelson, ending my trek in the Denman Place Mall. To support the channel, click the heart icon to send me super thanks. For updates, follow me on TikTok and Instagram at jforestwood. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, share it, and subscribe.
Hey folks, Jerome Forestwood here. Just walking along Canada Place today. We are outside of the Vancouver Convention Center West building. There apparently is a private function going on. And I've asked some people, and apparently it's one of the big McDonald's conferences here in the area, or its parent company. Something like that. Very cool to see them in the neighborhood. They brought a lot of business here. Excuse me, thank you. So hopefully they'll be, all the conference attendees will be spending some good money and enjoying themselves here. Supporting local businesses. So pretty cool. Looks like it is now hushed down over here in the area. It is not as busy today anymore. It was very, very busy earlier. A lot of people out and about. We'll head up Burrard Street here. So this is Burrard. And when we're heading up, we're heading slightly uphill. That's what I'm referring to, but we're actually heading south. There's a very, very slight uphill here. Over here at the intersection of West Cordova Street and Burrard, across West Cordova. And we'll head up Burrard Street here. This is West Hastings Street. This is the intersection of West Hastings and Burrard. Oh, across the street here.
I can make it The mall is just
passing the Douglas Young building over here at 401 Burrard Street.
also not like crazy, but specific.
This is the intersection of West Pender and Burrard. And we'll turn here and head down West Pender Street. Just passing the shops of the Bentall Center here. There's a few nice restaurants on ground level here. And then there's also an epic food court down below. And then off to the side, also in the basement, in another location in the building, close to the Burrard Station, there's also Triple O's burger joint. So there's a lot of different cool restaurants in and around the Bentall Center. Some definitely stuff to check out if you're in the neighborhood. There's the Capilano free shuttle right there, just stopping off on over here. Stops here to pick up people. This is also part of the Bentall Center right on over here. Near Quiznos and a few other places. Fuji. A lot of options. Oh no! It's like the glass has been broken here. Bus stop. Not good to see. Oh, somebody broke the glass. Look at that. That is unfortunate. I'm guessing that might be some of the McDonald's crowd just hanging out, enjoying themselves here. Got a lot of the executives in and management. Usually it's conference center attendees roving in packs like that. Especially if they're all coming from like a big corporate office. I know my company definitely does that. Well, all plan to go to. Oh, nice paint. That guy was all painted in green. That was awesome. However you want to be, that's cool. Let's keep walking here. We're over on Pender Street here. This is one of the quieter streets, but it's still good to come on out here and show you these neighborhoods. You know, you will still see people out and in the neighborhood. This would be West Pender Street in Cole Harbour. This is where you get some of the more expensive condominiums and rental buildings. And look at this, they've formed a temporary community garden here. This is the Pender Thurlow Community Garden. Oh wow, they gutted this place. It's the first time I've been able to walk in here. Look at that, they got a whole bunch of boxes here. People are growing tomatoes. See some tomato plants, see some onions, see some kale. That's good, it's good. It's awesome. Here's some of the old structure. Oh yeah, this is a great use of this space. So they'll be building a building here in the future. Okay, so something will come in here and fill in some of the spot around here with a nice big tower eventually. But for now, it's a community garden. And this is how Vancouver likes to use its spaces. For spaces like this, it's more of a community garden. For other spaces where they can set up a dog park, they'll set up a dog park for the doggos. That's not really a good space to set up a dog park. And that heavy machinery across the street there. Wow. Fair enough, fair enough. You keep strolling here to Cole Harbour, showing you a bit of the city. And just a different slice of the cake. So this would be Butte Street here and West Pender. I'll actually head up Butte Street. There's some nice restaurants here, of course A&W, but there's also the Greenleaf salad bar that's over here too. It's more than a salad bar. And they got a Faux Express over here too. A Faux Queen Express or Faux Q Express. Or is this just Express Fro? This is just Express Fro. They've gone separate. They've broken off. You can get your Vietnamese fix on over there too. Again, if you're in Vancouver and you haven't, or visiting Vancouver and you haven't tried the Vietnamese, it's very, very good. And in Metro Vancouver, there's some really, really, really good Vietnamese restaurants, both within the city of Vancouver and in Metro Vancouver. So do explore the Vietnamese cuisine. Definitely worth checking out. One place I highly recommend that is always filled on the weekend is the Hat Cafe over on the Kingsway in Burnaby, across the street from Metropolis at Metrotown shopping mall. The Hat Cafe, definitely a local's favorite. The food is really good, and like I normally say, off the hook. But there's some really excellent restaurants here as well. I like Viet Sub. Over on Robson Street. Pretty darn good. Some of the best banh mi in the city. This is West Georgia and Butte. This is the main thoroughway to get to the Lionsgate Bridge that'll take you to West Vancouver and North Vancouver. Across the harbor. It goes, it turns into the Stanley Park Causeway or the Lionsgate Bridge Road, depending on how you want to call it. It's got both of those names. It goes through Stanley Park to get to the Lionsgate Bridge, and then goes over the Burrard Inlet. Which is both part of the inner and outer harbor of the city of Vancouver and the Metro Vancouver area. So this is Butte and Alberni Street here. We're just waiting to cross the street. And we're technically out of Cole Harbour now and into the West End. But the street signs here will still say downtown Vancouver. It's not, the street signs don't start saying the West End until you start hitting the hill going down further into the West End. This retail area over here, everyone just considers part of the downtown. Even though when you look on the neighborhood maps, it's technically part of the West End. So it's one of those zones where neighborhoods blend.
You can afford those even on a discount.
Over here, we'll cross the street. We'll wait right here. All of this is a new giant crosswalk here at the Butte Street pedestrian walkway. And then if you have bikes, you go through there. This is going to be called, actually not the Butte Street pedestrian walkway, it's going to be called the Butte Robson Plaza. And there's the picture right across the street there. We'll look at that in a minute. Making it more pedestrian friendly. This is at Butte and Robson Street. There's the Robson Street bus right there. There's the map right there. That's how the neighborhood looks. So you can see the crosswalk we just walked across. That's definitely there. And then over here up top, they're going to create steps and more spaces for vendors and stuff. So you can see they're already starting to build the steps here. Spaces for vendors and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting area. I'm excited to see what it turns into. The guys over here have been working really hard. So it's good to see it coming into fruition. So we're now on Robson Street. And we're now into the West End proper. We just crossed the Jervis Street. We're gonna turn in the old Jervis joint and forage bar and grill and the Lisdale Hotel over here into a new hotel. It'll also have a rental accommodations and a few condos in it. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm assuming they'll put the hotel accommodations on the first 15 floors, and then on the next 15 floors, the apartments and the condominiums. We do need more rental accommodations here in the city, as well as hotel spaces. But what we also need is homes that people can buy, so even condominiums that people are willing to buy. Okay, but less for the investors and more for affordable for people that actually live and work in and around the city. There's some people that live as far as Langley and Abbotsford and come into the city by car or train each and every day of the week, but they can only afford over there. So things do need to change, because you shouldn't have to commute that far if you want to go to work. Looks like they're having a flower shop and coffee bar move in here. That's awesome. It's gonna be the boutique cafe. That's cool. That is cool. So the new aisle 24 shopping store here too. This will take a little while for Vancouverites to get the hang of. You need to use an app to get in there. It'll pick up though. Let's turn here on Nicholas Street. I'm heading to the grocery store. As if told me to pick up stuff. So I'm going in no frills. And I'll just catch the bus on the way back up. Looks like they have some rental spaces opened up on over here on the Chronicle building. If you're looking to rent, better get it soon. New building. New buildings always get snatched up first. And just a little fresher. And some of the older buildings that are now struggling, both east of Denman, but also west of Denman, near Vancouver's gem, Stanley Park. So if you want to live right next to Stanley Park, there is some rental accommodations as well as condominiums and older condo buildings that are both available. Condos are very expensive. And the apartment rates for rents have gone down. It's fascinating to see. Most of me are downtown, living downtown, happy with that, but we did take a look when I started noticing a lot of rental spots opening up down there at Stanley Park. I decided not to be down at Stanley Park just because you're pretty much stuck on Denman Street with 2 buses and a half an hour walk to any SkyTrain you want to get to. So not bad, but we like living closer. And basically step out in the downtown core and be at a SkyTrain station around 10 minutes, which is awesome. And from there, like Metro Vancouver is our oyster. Just crossing Barclay Street here. We're over here at the local produce store over here on Barclay Street, the Barclay convenience store. And they got some actually good deals on over here. It's called the Barclay Grocery. And if we walk up to Nelson Street here, we'll be able to walk down Nelson Street and over to the No Frills grocery store. And that's here in the downtown peninsula. It's one of the more affordable grocery stores. Nice bikes. Yeah, those bikes are cool. BMW bikes. So, and when you live in the downtown, it's easy to just walk down here. I usually take the bus back up because I don't want to walk back up the hill. But I have done it from time to time, especially for a good vid. So you can see that every once in a while. It's always nice to start over at English Bay Beach or the Lost Lagoon. There's just some epic vantage points here in the city. But yeah, just going and grabbing some groceries. So he needs some protein. Wants some chicken thighs bone in, because they're cheaper, and we'll butcher them. He'll butcher them himself. And then what we're really going over the No Frills for is a giant vat of honey, as well as some fresh mint. And some of the Jamaican patties I really enjoy. They're just a little cheaper out over here. They're from Scarborough. Frozen Jamaican patties from Scarborough. So yeah, this is the West End. It is absolutely gorgeous down here in the West End. So if you are in the neighborhood, come on down and check the West End. Beautiful, beautiful part of the city to see. And it's really interesting because you're in and amongst a lot of towers that are over here. Not very tall towers. You can get anywhere from 4 stories to 30 stories. But unlike other cities like Toronto, you don't see the same amount of green foliage and trees over that you see over here in Vancouver. It's a different world. In Toronto, it's a lot of concrete. And there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just a different world down here. Even from like moving from the downtown where we live over to the West End, the downtown's a lot like Toronto. Not a lot of trees. Okay, a lot more of a concrete jungle. And you come down here and the trees are just amazing. They got like that like a British Columbia moss, West Coast moss. from the rainforest on the trees too. It's just epic. Just epic. And here's the Denman Place Mall. Vancouver's definition of malls is a lot different from other cities. We have a few big malls like Metropolis and Metrotown, CF Pacific Center, the Richmond, CF Richmond Center. But a lot of our shopping malls are small, tiny little malls. Like this one here, the Denman Place Mall. We got a grocery store, some local services, that type of thing. So anyways, here we are over at No Frills Grocery. So I'm gonna head on in and get some groceries. Anyways, folks, thanks for coming along. Just remember to share, like, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later, okay? Have a good day.